Hello everyone, my name is Kelvin Ng to Ken. I am a Microsoft certified trainer and also a Microsoft Excel expert for Microsoft Office 365 or Microsoft Office 2019. Now, in this video, we're going to discuss about if logic function. So this if logic function basically is used to automate the decision. So whenever we input a value and Excel will start evaluating the number or the value that we put in and return with another results. So there are two functions that we're going to learn here called if itself, the if functions, where it will check whether a condition is met and it will return with one of the value. Otherwise, it will return with another value. So there will be two output. They will do a check and there will be one output if it's true and one output when it's false. The other function that I'm going to introduce to you in this video is called the if error. We use the if error basically is to suppress any error from appearing, not due to the problem of the formula, but there are some error like divide by zero, NA. No, there's some of those value, some of those error that is not caused by the formula itself, but it's caused by the value itself. So, or the expression. So it says that return one value if expression is an error. So whenever your formula produces an error, it will replace it with a value, right? Another value. Otherwise, the expression itself will take place, which means the calculation itself will take place. So let's move into that. In this example, I'm going to talk about calculating some, what you call, commission. So this is a simple exercise of how we're going to pay the commission based on the criteria. So what I have here will be three exercises. I'm going to write three exercises based on the commission. So this is what happened. Condition one, if you can read in the cell G2, it says that if the sales is greater than or equal to 200,000, then award 10% commission. Otherwise, 5%. So let's target this, which means we are going to evaluate what is the total sales. If the total sales in that particular month is greater than 200,000, we were going to award a 10%. So that's what the condition says. Otherwise, 5%. So let's take a look at in the month of January, C6. What we're going to do now is that we're going to evaluate the cell whether this person for the month of January qualifies for the 10% discount on 10% commission or not. So let's come here. We're going to write the formula. So how it works here is we are going to just go directly into work with the condition first, the logical test. So this is how I will normally attempt this if I'm the first time user of this if logic. I'm going to test the logic first, which means I'm going to ask whether or not I put that equal C6 is actually greater than equal to 200,000. Now you notice I did not write any if logic. I just want to perform the test. So when I press enter, it will actually tell me what am I expecting for this particular expression. So this expression says whether or not this C6 is greater than 200,000, and they say yes, which means this person for the month of January qualifies for the 10% commission. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to give them an answer. I'm going to give them a 10% if they qualify and a 5% if they don't qualify. So I'm going to prepare that if logic function now. So I'm going to put if on the bracket, then I will go to the end. Now I'm going to put in the value if false. Now I'm not too sure what I'm going to give them, assuming I'm not too sure how much I'm going to pay them first. I'm going to do this. I'm going to comma, then I put there true, comma, false. So that's what I'm going to do. Right. So now I'm still getting true. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to double click the formula. Now I'm going to replace each of the true and false with an answer. So I'm going to double click the true. So I'm going to replace the TRUE with my expression, which means with the calculation. I'm going to tell them, hey, if this is true, I'm going to take the C6, I'm going to multiply it with 10%. Right. So then it asks me, what about the value if false? What happens if the value in C6 is not more than 200,000? What are you going to do with it? I'm going to take the number and I'm going to multiply with 5%. So that's what I'm going to do. There you go. Right? All I need to do is just drag it across, and you will notice that they will calculate for February and March. So let's stop for a while and understand how the logic works. I have here in B2, B2, there is a set of logic that I put here. I put it out, I simplify this so that you understand how it works. Okay, let me just zoom in. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a test. If this is correct, then I want them to move to the true. Right. If I put in a test and the test comes back with a negative result, which means it's a cross like that, no, it's not true. It will go to the false. So that's how the if logic actually works. It will always work in that direction. If the answer is a yes, true, then we will go to the true statement. If the answer returns with a negative answer, which is false, then it will go to the false. That's how it is being calculated. Right, so just understand the logic behind this test true false. All right, so that's how we're going to work for the first item, which is the condition 1. Now, let's move on. Let's look at the second condition. It's going to get a little bit more complicated now, but it's going to be not that bad, right? Now, it says here, if the sales is greater than or equal to 200,000, this time it sounds the same, 200,000. But this time, it says that collection is greater than or equal to 80%, which means I'm not only going to test one condition, but I have two conditions that I need to check. Number one, if the sales met the target. Number two, if the collection has met the target as well. So only if both the conditions are true, then I will be giving them 10% commission. Otherwise, 5%. So that's the whole logic behind it. That's why I have these two information here, 350,000 and 80%. So let's do this. I'm going to copy my formula downwards. But I'm not going to drag it down. I'm going to copy and paste the formula. So I'm going to copy the formula in my formula bar, Control C. I get out. I press Enter. So when I press Enter, it comes down here. I go into my formula bar. I just paste it. Right. So that's what I'm planning to do. Right. Now, I'm going to shorten it, the formula, because I'm going to repeat this formula over again, but I just need to change the criteria. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a copy of this formula, Control C again, and I go into this formula, value if true, I'm going to paste it. So it's going to be exactly the same formula nested inside, but the logical test is different, right? So I have to, this is the first logical test, whether it's greater than 200,000. So let me go in here. What's a logical test? I'm not going to test the same thing over again. I'm going to tell them, can you please check for me if C7 is greater than equals to 80%. That's it. That's all I need to do. So I just press enter. There you go. This person still achieved 80%. So both are true. Therefore, achieve a 10% commission. So I'm going to drag it across. So in the month of February, although the collection is good, but the sales did not meet the target, so it's still retained at 5%. Now for the March, where this guy achieved a 10% commission, somehow dropped by 50% due to the collection is less than 80%. It is only 70% of the collection. Therefore, it will only entitled to 5% commission, right? So that's how it can be written. So I hope you can watch the video and try to understand them slowly. Now, in this section here, this is what happened. Right? I took the true statement, which is in orange color, and I replaced it with another if. So I actually copied the if, I pasted it inside. I just changed each and every parameter here if there's required to change. But in this example, I only need to change the test number 2, which is the collection, whether it's greater than or 80, greater than or equal to 80%. Yeah, that's basically that's all I need to change. I just copy and paste. I like copy and paste. It simplify my work a lot. Then I just change the criteria to greater than equal to 80%. That's what I did, right? Now, as for the third one, the third function here, it says that combine the condition 2 into a single if. I do not want to write two ifs, but instead I just want to write a single if. Now, if I need to do that, then I will need to use some help. I can't directly just write an if logic like this. So I need some help. I need to collect all my condition together inside another function called n. So that's what it means, using the n logical function. Now, let me tell you how it's going to work here. So I'm going to come here and I say equals to if. Now, immediately I know I'm going to have more than one condition that I need to collect together. So I'm going to use n. I tell them, can you please check for me if C6 is greater than equals to 200,000, and check for me if C7 is greater than equals to 80%. Then I close the bracket. Now that will complete the logical test, what are you going to do if both the condition is correct? I'm going to take the C6, I will multiply it with 10%. Otherwise, I'll take the C6, I will multiply it with 5%. So in this whole process, I will only use one if. And I have collected two conditions here inside the n logical function. So let me just press enter. There you go. And the answer that I will get from this condition 3 should be the same as the condition 2 because they come from the same condition anyway. So that's what I meant, right? So you can actually study the formula and try to understand the formula as much as you can, right? So I hope you will give it a try. This will help you to calculate many of your work. So you will just write the logical test correctly, give them an output, whether how the calculation or the expression works, you write it down, right? Now, there's one more last thing to talk about here is this. Now, I have a set of number here, 4, 5, 6 in this B16. This is, sorry, 4, 5, 3. And I want to divide it by 2. So in my formula here, I say take whatever in B16, divide by C16, and C16 is 2. So therefore, my answer is 226.5. That's the number. However, if I copy the formula down, you will notice that I will produce an error. Now, is there anything wrong with our formula? The answer is no, there's nothing wrong with our formula. Our formula is perfectly fine. The reason why you are getting this error is because you are dividing a number with 0, and Excel does not know how to do that. Therefore, they give you an error called div/0. So how do we overcome it? Now, let's assume the formula is not there. I'm going to write the whole formula again. I know that this particular formula produces some error, and I would like to suppress this error message from appearing. So when there is an error, I would like to replace the error with 0. Okay, I want to replace it with 0. So I'm going to put this if error, and I'll take my B16, I'll divide it by C16. That means that's the expression, that's the formula that I'm writing, B16 and divide by C16. So if this particular expression came out with an error, I'm going to replace it with 0. So I'm pressing enter. So let's take a look. Put this down. I won't see the div/0 now, but I'll see just 0, 0. Because I tell them if there's an error, then just replace it with 0. So with this, I can actually use if error to suppress the error from appearing in my report. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Try it out. If you have any issue, please feel free to contact me and ask any question. Thank you so much.